Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I wanted to do a quick overview on some new 711L tools. 711L is a company whose tools are made in Taiwan, and they're just beautiful, innovative tools that address kind of the EDC, small electronics, drones, bicycles, basically, you know, the smaller scale world beautifully, and open up some different opportunities. It kind of reminds me of Abbey tools. Bike tools, just beautiful design, wonderful feel in the hand, fun to use. But anyway, I did a video earlier of this. This is a triple bit holder. It has 3 different independent locking 1/4-inch hex holders, and it's available in black and red. Just a neat design, since a common bike tool looks like this, and this one allows you to change the head. So I've got a using my Vessel bit set here, which, by the way, somebody in the comments named Craig had pointed out probably a couple of times that I was not sliding this up to demonstrate the kind of 2-tiered presentation of this thing, which makes it a lot easier to get the bits out and of course pop this out, and I struggled with that when I first got it. Well, the big reason is I didn't know that it did that. I saw the seam and I was trying to well, now that you know how it works, it's a piece of cake, but I wasn't sure exactly where it slid or how until I finally just could get a little bit of a bend in that, and then realized, oh, I see what it does. It pops up, and I'm almost setting across the room when I first did it. But anyway, thank you for being persistent about that. So that makes it even better. So I love this thing, and I like the length of the bits. A little bit longer than kind of a traditional bit like this, so just adds just a tiny bit more, pun intended. But anyway, I did a video on the L711 micro ratchet, which is a Leatherman upgrade, so it would allow you to basically get a 90-degree ratcheting head on your Leatherman tool, and you can use it with these flat bits that Leatherman has. It's an option, compared to Leatherman's version. This is a Leatherman here. Oh, this is that's the regular adapter. Where did I put the other one? There it is. Here's the ratcheting adapter, Leatherman. So this one's in line. This one's 90 degrees. But anyway, let's get to some of the other tools. First of all, there's this guy. 711L took kind of the standard challenge of a bit extension, but it's both quarter square, which works great obviously for sockets, and then fits into their bit drivers or anybody else's. But also, check that out. I just popped that off because this slides forward, and then that now becomes a 1/4-inch hex bit holder. So you have the best of both worlds. So I can easily switch back and forth. And I noticed on Amazon these were like $8 and change. I'll put links below, but it surprised me because I paid way more for both Snap-on and PB Swiss just for this 1/4 hex to 1/4 square adapter. And then to have both, I mean, that's definitely going in my EDC. Another thing is they've produced what's possibly the world's smallest kind of torque wrench here. You notice it's marked here in Newton meters. Goes out to 3, which is plenty for a lot of bike components. 5 to 10 is kind of the larger range for, non-things like cranks and stuff like that, but the larger range of torque in Newton meters. But essentially almost 0 to 3 is really common as well. Now on the back end, this has a 12 millimeter hex, so you can easily use it with a 12 millimeter wrench or a ratcheting wrench. You only want to tighten with this thing. You never want to loosen, and you never want to exceed the 3 Newton meter rating on it. On the top end, it's got a 1/4 hex, so it easily fits into 1/4 hex adapters like that, but it also has an M7 thread, and you're probably going, M7 thread, metric 7, what do I use that for? I don't know what you'd use it for, but because this is a quarter hex and that's what it has to be, the only choice for an option would be an M7 thread. You couldn't make it any larger or smaller. But you know, that has some potential because it is a thread, which means you could make a dedicated wrench now because you can thread something in an M7. But anyway, let's take a close look at this guy. I'm going to put it in here, which is their beautiful lollipop design bit driver. This is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this thing. Oh yeah, hey, check that out. And what does it do? Well, it's got a pop-up handle, magnetic held in place, silky smooth, just absolutely beautiful design. But that gives you that extra torque. So you can easily, you know, use it just as a standard electronic screwdriver, just like that. You know, put a bit in there, strong magnet, there you go. And then for that last little bit, you can open that up and add the extra couple inches of leverage to take it to, you know, whatever tightness you want. Just beautiful. Put a lanyard on it if you wanted. But anyway, I can also drop this into it and pop this out because I'll need that. And I'm going to throw a, I'll use this longer one here so you can see. And now here is, you can see I've got this lined up. It's on 0. And as I turn it, rather than adjusting this wrench to a setting that would click, it's like a lot of wrenches now. You can actually turn it until you reach the desired torque setting that you want. So I could go up to the full 3 if I wanted, which is quite a bit for a you know, small fasteners in the electronics and bike world. So that is a really handy way to get a proper torque on the road. And of course I could use it with a wrench or anything else that grabs that 12mm nut on the end. Beautiful. What else? So I've got the torque wrench, I've got the quarter hex, quarter square adapter. They also have drill bits, and these may be used by hand, but they're also they're metric bits, and they're marked. I assume that's high-speed steel. This is a metric 6x1, all the way down in this set to a metric 3 by 0.5. And I'll do more with those a little bit later, but I wanted to get on to this thing. What do we have here? This is a presentation of a set of tools inside this beautiful container. Why not, huh? But basically what we've got is one of the lollipop bit drivers, as you can see here. Just absolutely gorgeous. This one's in black. And then an assortment of bits, hex bits, in this case, plus another one of those small ratchets. 711 or 711L's marked, yeah, right there on it. And what else does this do? Well, if I put this all in here, and yeah, there's 711L on it as well. It also has a magnetic base, which allows you to store it, keep it out of your tool drawer. You can put it right on your tool cabinet. Just absolutely beautiful, this expression. It's kind of amazing when you look at it. It comes with, these just, I mean, they're just stunningly beautiful with the little ring, kind of color coded for hex or for Phillips. Just an absolute gorgeous presentation. The closer you look, do not loosen, that's true. They're just amazing. Anyway, I thought I'd bring these to your attention. price-wise, they are not excessive. How's that for getting around something? This one surprised me for being not that much. This one, if it was on the Snap-on truck, you'd probably buy it. You'd think, well, it's a little high, but boy, that's sure nice and handy. In other words, this is in the 40s, I think. And then I believe this surprised me. This was in like 42 or something like that, which really seems like a good deal. I've got a couple others. Let me run and grab one. Honestly, that wasn't planned. But this set here that has kind of a similar, but doesn't, I mean, look at that. This set here is like $120. And that's, you know, an extension, a ratchet. This is a Silka, some bits. But this is the expensive part. This Silka one here, which is big. And it has, well, 0, 3, and 5. You know, so it goes a little higher, but there's almost, I mean, the difference between 0 and 3, you need a magnifying glass. So I would have to say, size-wise, you know, to have with you, I wouldn't turn this into a shop tool simply because, you know, it's probably a calibrated tool. But look at that. That's you know, half the price and a lot smaller and more refined. Anyway, so I'm just thoroughly impressed by these tools. And I'll be doing more with them and get back to you with more actual uses of them. But I want you to see that they're out there. They really do exist, and they are beautiful and fun to use. I mean, this is, you want an EDC screwdriver? There you go. And with that, Doc out.